But who I really want to talk to is Blue Cantrell. Jay Z worked very hard to erase you and me, just like he did L, just like he did his relationship with R. Kelly, just like he did his relationship with Aaliyah. She was definitely blackballed, but she was blackballed for a reason. You made a choice to work with someone, and you probably didn't realize how nefarious he was when you got involved with him. I didn't. Blue, it's time to talk. It's time for you to sing again. Because I know you still got the chops. You got the gift. Just like me.
It's great to have you on the show. I mean, the big headline there is kind of what we want to get into you with, because it is now been confirmed this is a trafficking case, but Sean Combs is not the target. Well, he sure looks like the target, though. Chris, what are your thoughts?
In a jaw-dropping twist, Beyonce has reportedly exposed Jay Z, sparking an FBI probe into the music titan's affairs. As the infamous Jay Z-Cathy White lawsuit reemerges, the power couple's once solid union is now under intense scrutiny. Stay tuned as we dive into the explosive details of this unfolding scandal, threatening to shake the very core of the entertainment industry. Rumor has it that Beyonce is sticking with her husband Jay Z despite the whispers of his unfaithfulness. Fans might recall how the Beautiful Liar singer poured her heart out about her hubby's betrayal in her album Lemonade. But here's the tea. It looks like splitting up was never on Beyonce's mind. According to some juicy details from In Touch Weekly, Queen Bee has some secret reasons for keeping her marriage with Jay Z, who she tied the knot with in 2008, on the down low. A little birdie told the magazine that there's a whole lot of cash on the line. They've built an empire together and there's too much at stake, the insider dished. Apparently, this power duo, with a whopping estimated net worth of $3.3 billion, shout out to Forbes, is worth way more together than apart. They're one of those couples who are worth more together than apart, the source added. The gossip doesn't stop there. The insider also spilled that their marriage has morphed into more of a business deal, and now they're just buddies living their own lives. It's almost as if their marriage has evolved into a business partnership, and they're just friends now who basically lead separate lives, they said. And get this, even if there is some drama behind closed doors, B and J are pros at keeping it hush-hush. So whatever tension there may be behind closed doors, they seem to go out of their way to not let the public see it, the source revealed. To top it all off, the insider shared a bit of nostalgia, saying, Beyonce was so young when she met Jay Z, at 18. She idolized him. Then he shattered her world. Looks like there's more to this power couple than meets the eye. Now, amidst all this, there's a new rumor swirling around that Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage is all for show. Yes, you heard it right. A recent article has set the internet ablaze with some juicy insider info that's got everyone talking. These shocking claims have set the internet on fire. Beyonce and Jay-Z have been hitched for 16 years and are set to celebrate their anniversary in April. But these rumors are bringing back memories of past allegations of Jay-Z's infidelity, which Beyonce never directly addressed but subtly hinted at in her music. The report also suggests that their marital issues might be rooted in their age difference and Jay-Z's rumored cheating. It even mentions that Beyonce often uses her music to keep the issue alive as a constant reminder. Despite these wild claims, many fans are convinced that Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage is genuine. However, they do acknowledge that it has evolved into more of a strategic partnership, with potentially big consequences if they ever decide to split. Despite any behind-the-scenes drama in their marriage, Beyonce and Jay-Z know they need to present a united front to the world, showing off their strong family bond. At the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards in LA, Beyonce melted hearts with a sweet shout-out to her hubby and kids while scooping up the Innovator Award.
My husband, my rock, my best friend, I love you. My 3 beautiful children who continue to be my inspirations and my biggest blessing.
In other news, people also caught up with astrologer and best-selling author Lisa Stardust, who took a peek at Beyonce and Jay-Z's stars to gauge their cosmic connection. Jay-Z, born on December 4, 1969, is a Sagittarius sun with a Libra moon, while Beyonce, born on September 4, 1981, shines as a Virgo sun with a Scorpio moon. Stardust highlighted a planetary square between their charts, an astrological angle where 2 planets are 90 degrees apart, suggesting that these two will always always be working to understand each other. So it seems like the stars are saying there's a bit of cosmic tension, but also a drive to connect. Now, as we know, the latest gossip in town is that Jay-Z and Beyoncé might be just putting on a show with their marriage and could be on the brink of a split. From all the juicy details we've been spilling, it's starting to look like there might be some truth to these whispers, and they're trying to throw us off the scent with Beyoncé's heartfelt speech at the iHeartRadio Music Awards, and all this talk about their astrological compatibility. But hold on to your hats, because there's an even bigger bombshell that's about to drop, hinting that Beyonce and Jay-Z might be heading to Splitsville. We're about to reveal what that is, so stay tuned for the scoop that could shake the music world to its core. In a shocking turn of events, Diddy, Jay-Z's close pal, is caught in a storm of trafficking lawsuits, sparking rumors that Jay-Z might be tangled up in these sinister activities too. In 2023, Sean Diddy Combs was riding high, rocking the stage at the MTV VMAs, dropping an R&B album that snagged a Grammy nod, and even eyeing a bid to buy the BET network. But trouble brewed as several lawsuits hit late last year, accusing the hip-hop titan of assault and things escalated when federal agents swooped in on his LA and Miami pads, hunting for evidence linked to a probe by authorities in New York. The feds kept mum, but insiders spilled the beans to the Associated Press, hinting at the gravity of the investigation. Diddy's lawyers fired back, slamming the gross overuse of military-level force during the raids and vowing to clear Diddy's name. The drama kicked off with a legal battle involving Diddy's ex, R&B star Cassie, which then snowballed into more disturbing claims of violence. Among these is a harrowing accusation from a woman who alleges Diddy raped her when she was just 17. The connection between the raids and these allegations remains murky, but one thing's for sure, Diddy's empire is under siege. Let's take a step back to November when the drama started to unfold. Diddy's former flame and singer Cassie dropped a bombshell lawsuit claiming she endured years of abuse, including at his hands. The shocking allegations accused him of making her have with male prostitutes while he filmed the encounters. The romance between Combs and Cassie Ventura dates back to 2007, with their relationship experiencing its fair share of ups and downs over a decade. Although the lawsuit was quickly settled the day after it was filed, it opened the floodgates for more legal troubles for Combs. In a statement in December, Combs vehemently denied the accusations, stating, "I did not do any of the awful things being alleged." Fast forward to February, a music producer threw another lawsuit Combs' way, claiming he was coerced into soliciting prostitutes and pressured into having with them. Combs' attorney, Sean Hawley, hit back, asserting that they have irrefutable evidence proving the allegations are outright fabrications. Adding to Combs' woes, another accuser came forward, alleging that the rap mogul her 2 decades ago when she was 17. The legal documents paint a grim picture of assault, beatings, and forced supposedly committed by Combs in the early 90s when he was making his mark as a talent director, party promoter, and rising star in New York City's hip-hop scene. Last year, amid the swirling abuse allegations, Diddy decided to step down as the chairman of his cable TV network Revolt. The announcement came through the network's social media channels, leaving many wondering if he'll ever make a comeback to the media company. Revolt clarified that Combs hadn't been involved in the network's daily operations or management. In a statement, the network emphasized, "This decision helps to ensure that Revolt remains steadfastly focused on our mission to create meaningful content for the culture and amplify the voices of all Black people throughout this country and African diaspora." The timing was notable as the network was gearing up to celebrate a decade since its launch. Besides his ventures in media, Combs also ventured into the e-commerce world with Empower Global, an online marketplace spotlighting Black-owned brands. Although the website is still up and running, it currently doesn't showcase any products for sale. To add a cherry on top of all this drama, 50 Cent couldn't resist throwing some shade at Diddy after his LA and Miami homes were raided, and he's dragging Jay-Z into the mix. In his first jab, he slapped Jay-Z's face on a milk carton with "missing" plastered above it, captioning it with, "Anybody seen Jay? LOL." Puff said the ninja emoji ain't answering his phone. LOL. It's classic 50 Cent, using a missing persons joke to highlight the long-standing friendship between Jay-Z and Diddy. Not stopping there, 50 Cent's second dig featured a throwback photo of Jay-Z waving, captioned, "Here's Jay-Z last reported seen waving at Puffy Jet." Airplane emoji. LOL. The photo photo shows Jay-Z with a short haircut, but for 50 Cent, it's all about the laughs, not the details. The recent dig at Diddy by 50 Cent comes after Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes as part of a trafficking probe. Earlier in the week, 50 Cent shared a deepfake video featuring Donald Trump addressing Diddy, saying, "Puffy, you stupid I told you stop with R. Kelly. I said, grab them in the don't kidnap the they raided your I see. I got a courtesy call when they raided my house. You really my." The video also dragged Meek Mill into the mix, with Trump asking, "Can I get a copy of the Meek Mill please?" This is a nod to legal papers that anonymously accused the Philly rapper of having a supposed affair with the former star of Making the Band. Now, this latest buzz, stirred up by none other than 50 Cent, hints that the trouble in paradise might be linked to Diddy and the serious allegations against him. It's got everyone wondering, where's Jay-Z amidst all this chaos following Diddy's home raid? Is he laying low because he's somehow entangled in the same mess? I mean, if he's Diddy's ride or die, it's hard to believe he'd be completely in the dark, right? Now, here's where things get juicy. Beyonce, who's always been fearlessly protective of her image and family, might be putting some distance between herself and Jay-Z, especially if he's caught up in Diddy's scandal. It's like she's sending a message by snitching on Diddy, but giving Jay-Z the cold shoulder. Could this be her way of saying she's had enough of the drama? If Beyonce starts icing out Jay-Z, it could be the final nail in the coffin, confirming all the whispers about Diddy's sketchy dealings. And let's be real, if Queen Bee is drawing a line in the sand, it's a pretty big deal. It's like she's saying, I stood by you through the cheating rumors, but this is where I draw the line. What's your take on the swirling rumors about Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage? Do you think there's really trouble in their paradise? Or is it all just gossip? And let's talk about Jay-Z's mysterious absence since Diddy's home raid. Do you believe he is laying low for a reason? Could he be tangled up in the same scandal as his BFF Diddy? And here's the million-dollar question. If Beyonce is distancing herself from Jay-Z because of this mess, what does that say about their future together? Let us know in the comments. And as we watch the saga unfold, keep an eye on Beyonce and Jay-Z. If things start to unravel, it might be just the confirmation we've been waiting for about the allegations swirling around Diddy. And you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Stay tuned, folks, because this story is far from over.